Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I want to talk about a business that most people only encounter when something has already gone wrong: towing, impound lots, and vehicle immobilization. On the surface, towing looks like a simple transportation service. A truck arrives, a car gets moved, and the problem is solved. But underneath that visible action is a much deeper business model. This is not just about moving vehicles, it is about controlling access to a necessary asset during a moment of crisis, enforcement, or mechanical breakdown. Something many people do not think about until they are inside the system. The scale. An impound lot is not just a random parking area, it is a custody yard. Rows and rows of vehicles represent interruption, enforcement, delay, and rising costs. That is where the hidden business becomes clearer. Once a vehicle is taken out of circulation and placed into controlled storage, the transaction changes. It is no longer only about the tow, it becomes about time, storage, release, and the owner urgency to get mobility back. Most people think towing is mainly roadside help. They imagine a broken down car, an accident, maybe a flat tire, or a dead battery, and a truck coming to the rescue in the situation. And sometimes that exactly is what it is. But even in this more familiar version, the vehicle is still being taken out of the owner's immediate control and placed into someone else's system. That is the key transition. The visible service is transport. The hidden business begins once transport turns into custody. Nowhere and very important branches of this model is vehicle immobilization. The barnacle or similar devices show that the business does not always need to tow a car away to create pressure. A windshield blocking device can immobilize the vehicle, interrupt access, and still produce a release payment event. That is what makes this lane so revealing. The hidden business is no longer about moving the car, it can also be about controlling the car in place until the owner pays to restore use. There is an emotional truth to this whole topic. People usually meet towing under stressful situations. The car broke down, the engine fails, the vehicle disappears, the day is disrupted, work may be affected, family responsibilities may be affected. The person is not calmly shopping for a service, they are reacting to a transportation crisis. That matters because urgency changes behavior. When mobility is interrupted, people become much more willing to pay quickly just to get back to normal. Towing crosses over into authority. Once citations, records, and enforcement paperwork enter the picture, the tow is no longer just a practical service call. It becomes part of an administrative or legal structure. Tickets, violations, proof of ownership, release rules, payment conditions, all these shape what happens next. So, the hidden model is not only physical removal, it is a paperwork and release process built around control access to your property. One of the deepest tensions in the entire lane is in many businesses, the customer chooses the transaction. But in towing and impound, especially under enforcement, that is not always true. The driver may discover the transaction only after the tow is already complete or after immobilization has already happened. That makes this different from ordinary retail. The person paying may not feel like a buyer at all. They feel like someone is trying to recover an unnecessary asset already taken into custody. There is a public sector angle. Parking authorities and city enforcement systems can turn towing and immobilization into part of a broader municipal revenue and compliance structure. This is where the topic grows larger than the private tow yard. Ticket zones, violations, parking management, and impoundment all start working together. The visible purpose is rule enforcement, but the hidden business layer is vehicle control can become a mechanism for payment pressure, retrieval fees, and administrative leverage. This is where the financial tension often deepens. Once the car enters a fence lot, the owner is now racing against the clock for the toll fee may have started, but the yard can expand it. Each day can mean more calls, Release may mean paperwork, payment, identification, and timing. This is why the impound yard is often the true center of the business. The truck starts the transaction. The yard can make it more expensive. The final takeaway is that towing, impound lots, and vehicle immobilization do much more than remove or hold cars. They turn transportation crisis, enforcement, and temporary vehicle custody into a structured payment system. That is what makes this such a strong hidden business model. The visible service is moving or immobilizing the vehicle. The hidden business is controlling access to mobility until release conditions are satisfied. So the deeper question becomes this: is towing really just roadside assistance and parking control? Or is it a custody and release business built around urgent need? Thank you.